Hi and welcome back to another Rust base build. Before we start, we're doing another giveaway. It's for the Mercy AK. If you want to enter, just leave a comment below. Anything, just tell us what you think of this base or different starter bases that you do. Also, if you like this type of video / content, make sure you leave a like. Just gives me a guide of if it's worth continuing or to try and look for other elements. As you're all aware, a lot of new players have joined Rust due to the summer Steam sale, and you're probably seeing a flock of 2x2s. So for this thought process, we want to try and make something a lot stronger than the standard 2x2 and not cost a lot more either. And Alpha has perfected an old technique to make it perfect. So the standard 2x2 is 5,775 stone with an airlock, gives you 5 doors. If you take the top out, that completely destroys, gets you in straight away. So the aim for this was to create more doors, deflect splash damage, and make it longer and harder of a process to raid. Now to do this, as you've probably seen, we did use the vending machine. I'll go into that more soon. Now spread, you want to try and get both loot rooms to each side. That will stop rocket splash. Put your main loot in those areas regardless, because the vending machines will stop it, and if they raid it, you're going to have to go through both sides. Now, as I said, the vending machine does have its issues, which I'll go into later. I'll show you the old technique, the issues it had, and the new technique, and how it's taken away those issues. But as we come in, you'll see this is 9 doors in total. Yes, you can splash, completely agree, but if you're using satchel charges, you can't. Now, the vending machine, when it's fully facing forward in its normal position, you can't see around the gaps of it. How it used to be done before was you had it a little back, and when you spun it, it left gaps. Alpha has perfected a way where you can actually have it without any gaps. Can't shoot through it, can't put fire beside it, anything, and still get to the boxes. This uses a bit like how the barbecue works, where you can see through certain aspects of it. This is how it's done. Now the old method, you could actually use explosive ammo and shoot behind. Why this works so well early game is no one can actually damage the TC unless they damage the vending machine. Now there is issues with the vending machine, and I'll go into that and show you exactly how. I'm not going to put a rocket count on these or anything else because they can be jackhammered. However, when you see the numbers for jackhammers in early game and how much it takes to actually ruin them, you might actually think it's worthwhile using. Now the rest of the base is just bog standard, apart from the other loot room which holds the TC, which I'll show you in a second. This is a starter base just to get you established somewhere nice and safe where you don't have to worry overnight, because if someone raids it, they are going to take a long time getting through it all. Simple as that, unless they have got a hell of a lot of resources and just rocket through everything completely. Now, as I said, your TC is in this one. You can put it either side, up to you. You can build this out from a starter base, and I'll show how you do that as well. It's very, very easy. You'll see in here, TC, you can easily get to it. Again, you cannot damage the TC, the method that Alpha's produced. It's 100% airtight if done correctly. If it's not done correctly and you've just got a little bit back, it can damage it a little, but you can still use it. So don't get disheartened if you mess it up a little, but I would recommend practicing on a build server. So as I mentioned, there was an older technique which left gaps around the side, and you could actually shoot through the sides when it's forward facing as well. I'll demonstrate how that used to be done, and I'll show you hours in action and how to actually do hours so it works 100% of the time. Now the old technique used to get you to take it back just a little bit so you could see along the sides when it was rotated. This was great. However, with a flamethrower you could marginally miss it sometimes, but sometimes flame could actually spread. Now Alpha has tested lots of different methods, and as you can see now, this is exactly the way the old method used to show how it had to be done. If we use explosive ammunition on this, when we go back to the boxes, you will see that they're actually taking damage. Now if you put enough into that, you'll have a TC behind there. All they have to do then is let the base decay, which we all know is not the ideal solution for you, but perfect for them. Now, I'll put a flamethrower on it again as well. This is hit and miss. That's why I think it was demonstrated, because when you use a flamethrower, it hits the first object and drops to the floor. That's kind of how the flamethrower works. Hence, when you're taking out a wooden door, it all drops down. Well, unless there's enough of it or a big enough gap, it won't really get through. But you can see it's a bit of a trick, if you like, and not the best way to demonstrate it. Now, we've tried HE rockets, everything you can think of, in ours, and it is 100% airtight if done correctly. Old method, although it is good, doesn't really work as well. Now, we have a door over ours as well. Just to demonstrate, I will show you now with a TC and the box at full health behind it. Fire through both sides. Now, if we go to the other side, you'll see absolutely no damage at all. Completely tight. We've tried rockets, we've tried everything. We can't get any splash or damage to go through to the TC and the box. Now, the max you can get with a TC behind it is 2 large boxes and a TC, but you can store a hell of a lot in there with a small base, so bear that in mind as well. Now, you can see we can easily get to the TC and the box. It's not hard at all, just like we demonstrated before. Very, very easy. Now, I'll show you how to do this. I recommend going on a creative server and practice how to do it properly, because you can get it wrong in a way where you can't use the room at all, and you can get it wrong in the way where you leave gaps. Now, to do this, put your door on first. Very important, you have to have the door on. Alpha came into trouble quite a few times for forgetting. You're going to bring it straight to the very edge of the bottom of the door frame. Try and overlap both ends of the door frame so it conceals into the door frame itself. You may have to move around quite a bit, but once you get it in position, just drop it down, and that is how you completely seal the room. And done. So previously, when people tried to sell this concept, they would use the raid count of C4. Now, as you can see, it is very, very strong. However, the vending machine has an arch nemesis in the jackhammer. This is why me and Alpha decided it's only really an early game solution unless you have 4 or 5 late game loot rooms and you just want to slow people down. So jackhammer does 426 damage if refilled 83 times. I have physically carried it myself with a workbench directly behind me. It took 18 minutes to fully get a jackhammer to full dead. Now, if you're going to have to do that with 3 of them and you have 2 vending machines, bear in mind you're not going to have a TC in that little base because you're still trying to get through the vending machine. The raider is at risk, so this tremendously slows them down. It will not stop them, but it will slow them down. And in the early game, people don't really want to waste a jackhammer getting through a vending machine for potentially getting 50 wood, 15 metal and 10 stone because they don't know what's behind it. So early game, this could actually be a viable option. Now, moving on to the build itself, there are various ways you can do this. This is just the best way I feel for, especially solo, to get started where he may only have limited resources, so you can build out and get it to a point where you really can progress. Now, you want to have an airlock, but if you want to extend, you're going to have wooden walls. For this, I'm going to put a door here just because it's the final build as well. If you want to have the turret in place, you can. For this, I am not. It doesn't make a big difference because you still have to go through the door in the vending machine. Now, when you put your first TC and your boxes in place, all you have to do is put shelves straight to the back. Now, when you take your TC, drop it down, push it so it can't go back any further, just move out just a little from the right hand side and place it down. Once that's done, take your boxes and have them sticking out only as far as the TC. This is important because you want to make sure that everything is aligned and the actual vending machine can be put in place. Now, you may not have a vending machine yet, so don't put the door frame on, leave it open a little bit unless you're struggling to have an airlock. For this, however, we are going to probably just move forward and get it so we have everything in a more timely manner because we're not playing in real time. So, as we demonstrated before, all you do from there Make your door very important. Put your door on first, because when the vending machine's in place it will not work. Put your door on, place your vending machine down like we've shown before. Make sure it is very butted up. This is how it's done in stone. Push it straight up, but we'll upgrade to metal because personally it is a lot easier, and most people will probably do a loot room in metal anyway. Line it up like so, so it covers the frame, both sides. Extremely easy. Do not push it back like you were shown before. You want to make sure you encapsulate all the door frame. Once it's down, put it in place. When you spin it round, you will be able to test to see if you can actually get to the boxes. On this one, we can. It's there. We can. Yep. And now TC. Yep, there we go. Right, so TC, everything's done. We can get to everything now. Now that's done, I'm not going to show you to do the other loot room because it's exactly the same as this. Instead of having a TC, you'll have the 4 boxes. Now, I'll just demonstrate. If we fire through behind that, it will not damage the TC at all. I'll put more rounds down just to make sure, because I don't want to just do one or two. We want to make sure it is definitely not going to go through. We check the TC now, 100% health. So it is 100% encapsulated. Again, HE rockets, don't do anything for this. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about them either. Now from there, it's a 2x2 with a central row of triangles. One that's been done before, but not with a vending machine method. You're going to want to make the both loot rooms in metal. I can't upgrade that at the moment because it's taking damage. Just work your way out, building your airlocks. Very, very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Do it stage by stage. If you're in a group, this will be a lot easier, don't get me wrong. Solo, again, honestly just do it in stages. You do not want to get caught with all your resources on you by 2 or 3 guys and lose it all, because you're just going to be stuck in a rut and constantly farming. Now, both loot rooms are too far away to really spread when you have the half walls on top. That is key as well, because from the top it's only 8 rockets, but when it's split it's 16 rockets. That's a massive difference just by putting the half wall split in the middle. Inside, put the door frames in. You can use garage doors, it will be stronger. However, people can spread and splash a lot easier when it's garage doors because they leave a huge gap in the middle of the base. That's why I prefer in smaller bases definitely to use door frames over double door frames. It just reduces splash. It won't stop it, but it massively reduces it to the stage where they're having to spend a lot more, and that's all that matters. You want to make anyone who's raiding spend as much as possible to try and raid you. You can't stop being raided. Don't think you can. You definitely can. You can only slow them down. There's always a group who are bigger, got more resources. It's how Rust is. Unless you're in a Zerg and running around with 20 guys, you're always going to be up against it. Now, all the loot rooms, you can do everything metal if you want. For me, I don't see the point, because in the other loot rooms, it's just going to be junk that there you don't really care about losing. In the middle, make these metal. Again, it's just to slow them down so they can't just fire down 4 rockets and spread the middle of the base. They're going to have to work for it. Upgrade these to metal if you wish. It's completely up to you, and that is it. It's so easy. This is 9 doors now. Even if you don't use the vending machines, this is still a hell of a lot more than the standard 2x2. Coming up, we've got a few more bases. Me and Alpha have been working on stuff. I've been working on stuff as well. We're going to try and make sure that we get a couple more bases, group bases and solo duo bases, as well as solo bases. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. If you like this sort of stuff, make sure you leave a like and definitely leave a comment so you are entered in the skin giveaway.